What's going on, guys? Chad here with Greenlight Shooting. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about something a little different, man. We aren't talking about just products. We are talking about the shooting range. It's no secret, man. Ammo is tough to find right now, and when you do find it, that thing is freaking expensive. So we're talking about 3 different things you can do at the range to make your ammo last longer, to get more value out of your ammo instead of just drawing and shooting for fun. So 3 different ideas. These are things that I personally use a lot. I find myself becoming a better and better shooter because of these things. So number 1 is what we're calling controlled pairs and a failure shot. Now this is probably the most sort of standard tactical style drill, but basically it's shooting 2 rounds into the body, 1 round into the head. Now, let's back this up because we're gonna start with a basic version of this and then build up the intensity. So, number 1 is you're gonna be doing controlled pairs, so 2 shots. You can start from a high ready, if you wanna start from concealed and draw, whatever you wanna do, but basically the idea is coming out, 2 shots to the body, boom, boom. Now, the most important part is hitting your shots, and we're gonna work in time after that. So give yourself a starting time frame. Just do it once and get on target, hit 2 shots without really worrying too much about time. Say that takes you 5-6 seconds, whatever. Okay, great, now we have that baseline. Then we're gonna try increasing that speed over time. So we're gonna draw 2 shots, bing, bing, try and get it in 4 seconds, in 3 seconds, whatever it is, work that over time. Now, once you feel confident with getting these 2 shots on target, we're gonna add a failure shot. So that's up to the head. So 1, 2, move up to the head, boom. Get your base timeline for what that takes you. Then maybe set a goal. You wanna be able to do that within 3 seconds, right? You wanna draw from concealed, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, making sure you're hitting in whatever your acceptable zones are in 3 seconds or less. Whatever that goal is for you, set that. Now, here's the conserving ammo part of this. You can really easy just crank through your ammo going like this. What you really want to do is be mindful of what you're doing. So if you're drawing from concealed, really work on that concealed draw. Make sure you're getting a clean draw. You're practicing clearing your clothes, whatever, getting a clean draw. Next, think about your natural point of aim. So when I draw, I'm coming up to my high compress, I'm pushing out, and my natural point of aim, without having to adjust anything, without having to like move my head, I should be on target. So that's your first thing. Without firing any rounds, just practice that draw stroke. Get your natural point of aim to where you're lining up where you feel like you want to be lining up. So for me personally, you guys know I carry using a CrossBreed Reckoning holster in the appendix position, so I really want to work on that draw from the appendix position. CrossBreed has been one of my favorite holsters. I've used about 1 million on this channel, and I keep coming back to them. They're the most comfortable. They have a leather backer that forms to my body. They've got a Kydex shell. One thing that I find really important with drills like this is if you get something that doesn't have a hard shell, like you get a soft like neoprene holster or something like that, it collapses every time you draw the gun. So you end up having to like hold out the neoprene, get the gun back in there, and it's a whole thing. Get something that holds its shape, and then again, for me, comfort is always king, so I really like that leather backer on the Reckoning, and then the hard Kydex shell. It protects the trigger. I feel safe the whole time. Obviously, if I'm doing this drill, I've got one in the chamber, so I don't want to be worried about anything like that, obviously. So big fan of the CrossBreed Reckoning. If you want to check out any of the CrossBreed holsters, you can get yourself 10% off. There is a coupon code down in the description below for that as well. Next, think about your grip. Make sure you're getting a solid grip. Like if you're drawing from holster, you've got a solid grip all the way through. You're not drawing and having to adjust your grip. And then think about your trigger pull. Think about bringing up that slack. As soon as your sights are on target, break that shot off, come back out to reset, hit your second shot as soon as you're back on target. If your grip is in place, think about getting that recoil really under control so that your follow-up shot comes right back down onto your sights. You just want to make sure you're getting the most out of this training time so that you can make a box of say 50 rounds last you an entire range session. You're doing it without firing at first. You're just getting your natural point of aim, you're dry firing, and then you're starting to work in shots, but you're just making sure that you're really, really hitting your shots. So we were out there shooting on this target here, which is made by Legion targets. I find that this is one of my favorite ways to train. So you're getting 2 body shots within here, and then your follow-up failure shot is in this T-zone. That's a tough shot. at 10 yards, which is about what we were training at. I would do it, and then Kyle would do it, and we'd kind of compare times, and we'd try and beat each other. And we would do it with different guns, with a full-size gun, with a concealed carry gun. Just kind of mix it up, go through all your different firearms, go through all your different steps, and make sure you're getting the most out of your training time. The second thing that I really like is it's kind of less of a drill and just more of something fun that you'll find is also increasing your shooting. And it's just a bullseye competition. So you can do this starting out the basic, easiest way to do this. Don't give yourself a time limit. Set up a bullseye and then just take your shot, take your time lining it up, break that trigger, and then once again, be really mindful of what you're doing. Be mindful of your breath. Be mindful of that trigger break. Be mindful of not anticipating recoil, and really take your time to get that perfect bullseye shot. Then you can either compete with yourself, or if you have someone you're at the range with, you can compete with them. This is one shot, and one shot can take 5 seconds, and then the next person steps up, and then you can talk to each other about it and maybe, kind of banter or whatever. Like, you're making 50 rounds last a long time. This is what I used to do when I was very first getting into guns with buddies. I was in college. Like, we had no money for ammo, so when we'd scrape together enough to split a box of 50 rounds, that's how we'd really make our ammo count. And then of course you can up the ante here. You can do it maybe from drawing from concealed and giving yourself a time limit. So instead of an unlimited time limit, now you have to draw and shoot in under 5 seconds, in under 3 seconds, in under 2 seconds, whatever it is. You can really start to up the ante this way. Maybe it's 2 shots, maybe it's draw, shoot, reload, shoot, and then whoever has the 2 closest, whoever has the better group, whatever. So you can really scale this to your specific shooting level. Especially if you're shooting with someone, it's just a fun way to hang out, to banter, to get better at shooting without having all the pressure of using your ammo quick and being in a really tactical situation. Then the last thing is just using some game targets. Again, this is something that we used to do a lot in college to make that ammo last a long time. So a company like Legion Targets makes a lot of different paper targets. So they have some that are like, tactical training targets that are giving you different drills to shoot, but then they also have some that are games. Things like, shooting rubber ducks, things like shooting cards or whatever. That was one of my favorites way back in the day. Is we'd play like poker. You'd have all the different cards laid out, and I'd have to shoot my hand, my 5 cards or whatever, and the next person would shoot theirs. Whoever could actually, get the cards they wanted would win the round. So, just ways to make the ammo last longer, but most importantly, you're really working on your shot. To get those 5 cards, I only had, say, 10 seconds, and I had to shoot all 5 of my cards, and that's my hand. It's just something different than going to the range and shooting a silhouette or shooting, whatever, and looking down and realizing that you're all out of ammo. Just ways to prolong that, and once again, the most important thing here is that you're being mindful of all of these different techniques, of your breath, of your trigger pull, of your grip, of your draw, whatever it is. Really be mindful of that, and I promise you'll be a better shooter with less ammo. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you were down for the ride, and I will catch you next time on Greenlight Shooting. Peace out. Shut up, Kyle. What you laughing at me for? Damn.